got a lot to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, to start with, Danny Sheehan is saying the powers that be, the control group, is developing reverse engineered, UFO technology that can deliver a nuclear payload to our enemies within a couple of minutes. Pretty alarming stuff.
And there was a program designed to try to back engineer the technology from these crashed UFOs. And that there was a program going on trying to utilize this technology to back engineer them to not only create craft that could duplicate what the UFOs were doing, but they were trying to use the technology to develop a secret weapon system, that could deliver nuclear payloads into the heart of Russia or the China, within 2 minutes.
Yeah, so that's pretty crazy, very alarming, and I would hate to see some sort of arms race using reverse engineered UFO technology, which could have been going on in the background lo these many years. We just didn't know about it. It makes sense if that was the case. For sure, I think there are probably spies and all sorts of crazy shenanigans involving the crash retrievals and reverse engineering programs that have existed for a long time. But this is very, very weird and very, very concerning. The reason it's kind of strange to me is that if you have access to, these powerful energy sources, why are you still using nuclear weapons? Why aren't you using, 0-point energy weapons or something like that? So I don't quite understand that. Maybe you haven't figured out a way to weaponize it yet. You can get the propulsion system to work, but you haven't been able to weaponize it. Still a lot of unanswered questions there. You have to wonder if there's some disinformation going around that Danny has gotten a hold of unintentionally and is repeating, because obviously that is something that would dismay our enemies, right? It would definitely serve our interest if our enemies thought we had this technology. So, always something to keep in mind about stuff like this. Either way, very interesting. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Meanwhile, the Democrats have appointed their members to the new declassification task force. Among them, we've got Rajna Krishnamurthy. I did my best, guys. Summer Lee and David Min. And it looks like Robert Garcia is the top Democrat on the declassification task force. Very good to see that the task force is now finally bipartisan. A lot of people were complaining because it wasn't bipartisan, but as promised, it is now that. So yeah, I can't wait to see what becomes of all of this. However, Ross Coulthart isn't so optimistic.
Well, frankly, I have to be honest with you, Natasha, and say it's not worth a hill of beans unless the committee that Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna leads, or rather the task force that she leads, is given the resources and the powers to do its job.
Yeah, so hopefully they will get those resources and powers. They do have subpoena power through Chairman Comer, but that seems to be on a case-by-case basis. Clearly, it would be better if they had it directly, as well as any other resources they might need. Ross also had this to say.
It's a 6-month task force. She's pledged to look at not just UAPs, but also investigate the assassination of JFK and the release of those files, organise the release of the Epstein files, investigate Martin Luther King and RFK's murders as well. And frankly, I don't think there's much chance of her doing that within the 6-month period. She doesn't even have the powers of subpoena. They have to come from the actual Oversight and Accountability Committee Chairman, James Comer.
Yeah, so obviously problems. However, I'm hoping that if they don't get to the bottom of it within 6 months, and I agree with Ross, that's probably not going to happen, but that it could lead to the creation of a permanent select committee, which is what we need to get to the bottom of this or to investigate it more fully. Because, yeah, we're never going to get this in 6 months. They've been hiding it from the people for 80 years or whatever. It's not going to happen in 6 months. I think they can figure out how to hide it from Anna Paulina Luna, Robert Garcia, and all the others for another few months. But it could galvanize Congress to create a permanent select committee that does have subpoena power and that could do a more robust and vigorous exploration of this topic. Meanwhile, there's a startup in China that is making a bold claim. China's nuclear drone can fly forever without needing to land or power up. That's what a Beijing startup claims. Beijing-based startup Betavolt Technology claims to have developed a battery that could enable devices like smartphones to operate indefinitely without recharging or drones to without landing. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about the nuclear-powered BV-100, smaller than a coin, that can provide power for 50 years without the need for recharging. A nuclear-powered battery. Yeah, I don't want my smartphone powered by a nuclear battery, even if I didn't have to recharge it. Thanks. But could this explain, like the mystery drones or something like that? These objects that stay up in the air for hours without having to be recharged. If they're revealing this stuff publicly, or at least their desire to work on it, could they have been working on it privately all these many years? Do they have stuff like this? Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this article because it is about a startup, and startups do make a lot of claims. Still very interesting. Meanwhile, Forgotten History is saying, okay, check this out. The Giza Pyramids, Machu Picchu, Teotihuacan, Chaco Canyon, Stonehenge, Angkor Wat, and the Kallanish Stones all line up with the Milky Way. Insane, right? No telescopes, no fancy gear, just people apparently staring at the stars and building these epic things to match. Yeah, how they do that. And there's a beautiful picture here showing how this is Karnak is in sync with the Milky Way, and the Milky Way runs right through it. Isn't that amazing? The famous Egyptian Karnak lines up with the Milky Way. I thought that was wild. Yeah, I hope that's true because it's pretty cool. But look at that. You got the Milky Way going right over the pyramids, at least in that angle. Just incredible stuff. Love it. Love it. So yeah, let me know what you think about that idea that all these were designed to line up over the Milky Way. Meanwhile, Think Tank says just a research drone above Manchester Airport on February 25th. Is that like blipping around in the sky? That is wild. Yeah, look at that. Whoa. And if this is legit, that's some amazing footage. You see things like this every now and then, how these UFOs will just skip from place to place or zip around, but rare stuff. Awesome, awesome footage, if legit. Meanwhile, Michael Herrera, on an interview with UAP Gerb, is talking about how innocent civilians have fallen victim to UAP sort of weapons developed by the control group.
The other aspect of it too is over these installations that civilian aircraft are being targeted as well when they're flying into these temporary flight restricted areas or TFRs. Innocent people, they go for a flight, want to go see some scenic views of some of these areas that are beautiful nearby, but happen to stumble into the area just like we did at the wrong point of time. And now they get hit with these experimental weapons. Well, you can't even call them experimental because they're using them. They're not known, they're relatively, officially. Yeah.
Are you aware of what these offensive UAP weapons are, how they work?
I can't give specifics to it because a lot of them, I only know of a few.
Yeah, he can't give any specifics, but they have this technology and they are using them on innocent civilians, according to Michael Herrera. On a lighter note, check out this awesome orb shared by Fernando Jimenez. Look at this. That is awesome. Now, some of you guys are going to say that's a balloon or a bug or a bird. I'm not buying it. I think that is an orb, guys. But let me know if you agree. No wrong answers. But I think that is an awesome capture of something very anomalous and very cool looking. Yeah, I'm going to call that like a category 2 orb. Yeah, like John Bell's Tinkerbell. That kind of thing. But let me know what you think that thing is. Is that just a moth catching the light in a weird way? I don't know, guys. It doesn't look very moth-like. Doesn't look very moth-like to me. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Buy my new book. Check it out. The Bounty, book 1 of the book series, The Cosmic Road. I know I've got cosmic roads on the brain, but I'm going to cut this video short because my throat is killing me, guys. I've had to make several edits here just to cut out my hacking cough. But yeah, let me know what you think about everything. Buy a t-shirt, buy a coffee mug, all of that kind of awesome stuff. Buy volume 1 of Cosmic Road, the novel series, The Bounty. See the links below. Become a channel member. That'd be amazing. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.